So in today's video, I got you guys with the top 5 best loadouts that you should be using in Warzone 2 right now. Before I jump into that, I do want to shout out today's Noti gang. If you guys would ever want to be shouted out in a future video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and make sure you comment Noti gang so I know that you are here early. With that being said, man, we're going to go ahead and jump into the best 5 loadouts that you should be using in Warzone 2 right now. So starting today's video off, I got you guys with the STB 556 assault rifle. Now this gun got a pretty nice buff in the season 3 update, so that's why I would recommend it to you guys right now. If you haven't used the STB, it is very good for those medium to long range gunfights, and it also has insane mobility for an assault rifle. And with the STB, you're going to use the MP5 as your secondary, man. Now the MP5 has basically been a meta SMG since the start of Warzone 2. And I think it's pretty safe to say the MP5 is here to stay. I think it's going to be one of the best SMGs throughout all of Warzone 2. So I highly recommend you guys rock the MP5 with this STB build, man. I think you guys would have a ton of fun. You will definitely be frying your lobbies. So getting straight into my STB build that I would recommend for you guys, we have the Komodo heavy muzzle, and we're going to tune this for recoil stabilization and gun kick control. Next up, we have the 24.4 Bruin barrel, and we're going to tune this for recoil steadiness and damage range. Next up, throw in the VLK laser. We did not change any of the tunings on the laser. I left the left bar and the bottom bar exactly where they are. We're going to go with the aim OP optic here, and we're not going to tune the left side, and we're going to tune the bottom bar for close. And then lastly, for my STB, I had on the 42 round mag. Now for the MP5, the secondary I was using on this class, we have the X10 RR40 muzzle tuned for recoil smoothness and bullet velocity. Next up, we have on the lock grip precision barrel tuned for a little bit of hip fire recoil and a little bit of hip fire accuracy. Next up, man, throw on the stockless mod. You cannot tune this. Then we're going to throw in the Lockman TCG rear grip. We're going to go with for recoil steadiness and sprint to fire speed here. And then lastly, we do have the 40 round mag, and that's going to be the full MP5 build. Let's go ahead and jump into the second loadout. So next up, man, I got you guys with one of my favorite assault rifles in Warzone 2, the M4. Now this gun has super low recoil and a really good range on it. I would highly recommend you guys rock the M4 if you're looking for some new assault rifles to run. The M4 has been a staple in Warzone 2 basically since the game came out, and I think the M4 is definitely here to stay. And with that M4, man, you're going to go with one of the most underrated SMGs in the game, the FSS Hurricane. Now, the FSS Hurricane has insane mobility and a 50 round mag. You don't have to reload this gun at all. So I would highly recommend rocking the Hurricane with the M4 for just an absolute OP loadout. I had a ton of fun rocking this loadout in today's gameplay, man, so I would definitely recommend it to you guys. So getting straight into my M4 build, we're going to go with the Saiken Tread 40 muzzle, and you're going to tune this for recoil stabilization and gun kick control to make the M4 an absolute beam. Next up, we have the High Tower 20 barrel, easily the best barrel for the M4, and you're going to tune it for recoil steadiness and damage range. Next up, throw in the F-Tag Ripper underbarrel for recoil stabilization and aiming idle stability. Of course, we want that 60 round mag to get the maximum ammo capacity, and for the rear grip, throw on the X10, and you're going to tune this for ADS speed and sprint to fire speed. Now, jumping straight into my FSS Hurricane build, this is one of my favorite SMGs in Warzone right now. It's super underrated and really fun to use. We're going to go with the SA, I don't know how to say this muzzle, the SA something 99, and we're going to tune it for aim down sight speed and bullet velocity. Next up, we're going to throw in the Schlager Peck Box laser for sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed. Then you're going to throw in the Demo Quicksilver stock, and you're going to tune this for aim down sight speed and aim walking speed. Next up, we have on the X10 rear grip, and you're going to tune this for ADS and sprint to fire as well. And then lastly, the Demo Clean Shot 40, tuned for aim down sight speed and aim walking speed. This is a really good SMG. A lot of people aren't using this, and I think you guys would really enjoy it. And let's go ahead and jump into the third loadout. So up next, I got you guys with an obvious meta loadout, man. We have the ISO Hemlock assault rifle. Now, basically, ever since this gun came into Warzone 2, it has been meta. And after the RPK got nerfed a few seasons back, the Hemlock has just been dominating. That hasn't really changed, man, so I would definitely recommend this ISO Hemlock build to you guys. And with the Hemlock, you're going to want to go with the MP7 as your secondary. The MP7 is just a really fun SMG to use in Warzone 2. It does pretty good damage at range for an SMG, and the mobility on it is just very good. Like, look at the way I'm moving on these kids, man. You're not really doing that with some of these other SMGs, so I would highly recommend the MP7 for you guys.
Get off me! Oh my god!
Here you guys have my full ISO Hemlock build, man. We have the Harbinger D20 muzzle, and we're going to tune it for recoil smoothness and bullet velocity. Next up, we have the Fielder T50 barrel tuned for recoil steadiness and damage range. Of course, I rock the aim OP on all of my ARs, so I went with flinch resistance and close here. Next up, you're going to throw on the F-Tag Ripper underbarrel tuned for aim down sight speed and aim walking speed. And then lastly, of course, the 45 round mag for the ISO. Now getting straight into my MP7 build. Now I know there's a lot of different ways that people build the MP7, but this is my personal favorite way to build it. You're going to go with the Lockshot KT85 muzzle tuned for recoil stabilization and gun kick control. Next up, throwing the Slimline Pro optic tuned for aim down sight speed and close range. Then we're going to go with the Demo RXT stock tuned for aim down sight speed, and I left the bottom bar exactly where it is. And then we have the Schlager Soldier Grip tuned for aim down sight and sprint to fire speed. And then, of course, lastly, we have the 50 round mag. This is my favorite way to build the MP7, and I really think you guys would have fun with this build. Let's go ahead and jump into the fourth loadout. Now, coming up next, I got you guys with one of my favorite assault rifles in Warzone 2, the TAC-56. The TAC-56 is just a super hard-hitting assault rifle that does really good damage at range. I would definitely say the TAC-56 is a top 3 assault rifle in the game right now, and I would definitely recommend you guys to be using it. And with the TAC-56, man, we're going to go with the Vaznev 9K SMG, one of the top SMGs in Warzone 2. This gun might have the best movement in the game. I'm not sure, but the Vaznev is just easily one of the most OP guns in the game that you definitely want to pair with this TAC-56 build. And you guys are going to be absolutely frying. Now, on screen, I got you guys my full TAC-56 build that I would recommend for you guys to use. We have the RF Crown 50 muzzle tuned for recoil stabilization and gun kick control. Next up, we have the 17.5 Tundra Pro barrel tuned for recoil steadiness and damage range. I threw on the Cronin Mini Pro, and we didn't tune any of this. We just left it exactly how it is. Next up, throwing the high velocity ammo, the most important attachment on the TAC-56. And they're going to tune this for max damage range and max bullet velocity. This really increases the damage and just overall range of the TAC. So definitely make sure you throw this on. And then, of course, we had the 60 round mag. And here you guys have my Vaznev build. Now, I know there's a lot of different builds for the Vaznev, but this is my personal favorite and the one I have played the best with. We're going to go with the Bruin Cubic Comp muzzle tuned for a little bit of ADS speed and a little bit of gun kick control. Then we're going to throw in the FSS OV laser tuned for sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed. Next up, we have the Marquise R7 stock, again tuned for aim down sight speed and aim walking speed. And then, of course, we have the 45 round mag. And lastly, we're going to throw in the True Tac rear grip, tuned for ADS and sprint to fire speed. This is a really good Vaznev that I would recommend you guys to use. And now let's jump into the fifth and final loadout. So for the last loadout of today's video, man, I got you guys 2 secondary weapons that you can mix and match with any AR or sniper of your choice. And that first weapon is going to be this Chimera build that absolutely fries at close range. Now, the Chimera is technically an assault rifle in Warzone 2, but it plays more like an SMG, and it does insane damage up close. So if you guys are looking for a new gun to mix up your gameplay, I would definitely recommend this Chimera. And you're going to also try out this MX9 build that absolutely fries. The MX9 might be my favorite SMG in Warzone 2. Now, I know it's kind of off meta and not too many people rock the MX9, but I'm telling you guys, the movement speed on the MX9 and the damage is insane. It's one of my most favorite guns to use in Warzone 2, and I think you guys would really, really enjoy it as well. So on screen is going to be the Chimera build that I would recommend for you guys. You're going to go with the VLK laser, and you're going to tune it for sprint to fire and aim down sight speed. Next up, we have the Ravage 10 stock tuned for a little bit of ADS speed and a little bit of aiming idle stability. Next up, throwing the rear grip, the Bruin flash grip tuned for recoil steadiness and aiming idle stability. And then you're going to want the 45 round mag, of course. And underbarrel is going to be the Lock Grip Precision 40 tuned for a little bit of hip walking speed and a little bit of ADS speed. So lastly, of course, I got you guys my MX9 build, man. Now, this gun is pretty underrated. I think it's one of the best SMGs in the game. It has really good movement speed, and it's a ton of fun to use, but not a lot of people use it, so I think you guys would have a ton of fun. You're going to go with the 16.5 Bruin barrel tuned for aim, walking speed, and damage range. Then you're going to throw on the EXF Solar Flare laser. You cannot tune this, so just throw it on. Then you're going to go with the Bruin HCR 56 stock, tuned for aim down sight and aim walking speed. Next up, throwing the Bruin Q900 rear grip, tuned for aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed, just to give you even more mobility than you already had. And then lastly, of course, we want the 32 round mag. So if you guys did enjoy today's video, man, make sure you drop a like. And as always, if you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you guys want to see any more Warzone 2 videos, if you guys have any ideas on what you want me to upload, let me know down below in the comments. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.